Imagine this. You are in a room, talking with someone who smiles a little too much, praises you more often than feels natural, and yet, deep inside, you feel a strange discomfort. Something about their words doesn't seem quite right, but you can't put your finger on it. Have you ever experienced that feeling? Many people have. It's like there's a hidden game being played, but you're not sure what the rules are. That's exactly why today's video is so important. We're going to explore 12 genius ways to outsmart manipulators, people who try to control, confuse, or take advantage of you without you even realizing it. Manipulators often use subtle tactics, fake compliments, guilt, false urgency that can make you doubt yourself or feel pressured. But once you learn to recognize their tricks, you can protect your heart, your mind, and your peace. In this video, you'll discover how to stay calm when they try to provoke you, how to say no without feeling guilty, and why trusting your feelings is so important. We'll also talk about why keeping your plans private, building your self-worth, and surrounding yourself with honest people can make manipulators lose their power over you. If you want to become stronger, smarter, and more confident in handling difficult people, you're in the right place. Here on English Achieve, we're all about helping you improve your life and protect your peace. So make sure you hit that subscribe button now and join our community. Stay with me until the end, because each point will give you the tools to understand the manipulator's game, and most importantly, how to win it. Let's get started. 1. Know their tricks. One of the smartest and most powerful ways to protect yourself from manipulators is to know exactly what they do and how they do it. Manipulators are not always loud or obvious. In fact, many of them appear charming, friendly, and helpful at first. They might smile at you, compliment you, or act like they care deeply about your feelings and success. But if you look closely, you will see that behind this mask, there is another purpose. They want something from you: your time, your energy, your agreement, your silence, or sometimes even your money. Their kindness is not free. It is an investment in controlling you later. One common trick manipulators use is guilt tripping. Imagine someone says to you, "I thought you were a good friend, but I guess I was wrong," just because you said you couldn't help them this time. Their words are designed to make you feel guilty so that you will do what they want, even if it is against your own best interests. Another trick they often use is playing the victim. They might say, "Everyone is always against me," or "You are the only person who can help me." By making themselves look weak and helpless, they hope to catch your sympathy. They know that kind people naturally want to help those in pain. Manipulators also love to give fake compliments or exaggerated praise. At first, this feels good. Who doesn't like to be told they are amazing? But notice what happens next. After praising you, they ask you to do something for them, sometimes something big or uncomfortable. If you refuse, they might suddenly change and say hurtful things like, "I thought you were different," or "I see now that you're just like everyone else." The praise was never about you. It was a tool to make you say yes more easily. Another common trick is what I call help with a price. This happens when someone does something small for you, a favor you didn't ask for, and then later reminds you of it to make you feel like you owe them. For example, they might say, "Remember when I helped you last month? Now it's your turn to help me." This trick works because many people want to be fair and repay kindness, but real kindness does not keep a secret score. By learning about these tricks, guilt-tripping, playing the victim, fake compliments, and help with a price, you start to see manipulation clearly. It's like turning the light on in a dark room. What once felt confusing and stressful now becomes obvious. You realize the problem isn't you. It's the manipulator's method. When you see it, their power over you becomes much smaller. The truth is, manipulators often repeat the same patterns with everyone. Once you see these patterns, it becomes easier to stay calm, say no, or walk away. The best part is, you do not have to become harsh or unkind. You simply become aware. Awareness is powerful because it gives you choice. Instead of reacting blindly, you can choose to protect yourself. So, make it your goal to learn about these tricks. Read books, watch videos, talk to people you trust, and most importantly, pay attention to your own feelings and past experiences. Remember, knowledge is your first and strongest line of defense. When you know the game, you can choose not to play it. And that is how you outsmart manipulators right from the start. 2. Stay calm and neutral. One of the smartest ways to outsmart a manipulator is to stay calm and neutral, even when they do everything they can to shake your emotions. Manipulators know that if they can make you feel angry, guilty, scared, or upset, they have a better chance of controlling you. They want you to react quickly, without thinking, so they can guide your actions in the direction they choose. They may say something hurtful, use a guilt trip, or try to scare you with threats, sometimes subtle, sometimes loud. But the real secret to winning this game is refusing to play it. Stay calm, keep your voice gentle, and let your mind stay clear. Imagine this. You are in a conversation and someone says, "Wow, I can't believe you would do something like that. You must not care about anyone but yourself." These words are designed to hurt, to make you feel ashamed, and to push you to say or do something just to prove them wrong. But if you take a slow, deep breath and reply calmly, "I'm sorry you feel that way," you don't feed their plan. Instead of defending yourself in a rush or apologizing for something you didn't do wrong, you show them that their words can't control you. Over time, manipulators see that you won't give them what they want, an emotional reaction, and many will lose interest in trying. Staying calm and neutral does not mean you become a robot or hide your feelings from everyone. It means you learn to control your feelings in situations where someone is clearly trying to use them against you. It's like having an umbrella in the rain. You don't stop the rain, but you keep yourself dry. Your emotions are valuable. They belong to you, not to the manipulator who wants to steal them. You can practice staying calm by doing small things every day. When you feel your heart beating faster because of someone's words, pause and count slowly to 5. Remind yourself silently, "I control how I react." Lower your voice instead of raising it. Speak slowly instead of quickly. Even your body language helps. Relax your shoulders, keep your face gentle, and keep your hands still. These simple actions can help your mind stay balanced, and your calm energy can even make the manipulator feel uneasy, because they don't know what to do next. Over time, when manipulators see that their tricks fail again and again, some may stop trying with you. They realize that they can't get what they want, your anger, your guilt, your panic, and that you are too steady to be controlled easily. This is a quiet kind of strength. It doesn't shout, but it protects you. Remember, staying calm and neutral isn't weakness. It is power under control. It means you refuse to let someone else write your story. Your peace of mind is worth more than proving a point or reacting to every insult. In the end, when you master this calmness, you become free. Manipulators lose their power, and you keep what matters most: your own heart, your own thoughts, and your own strength. 3. Ask simple, direct questions. One of the most effective and surprisingly simple ways to stop a manipulator is by asking them clear and direct questions. It may sound too easy, but it works because manipulators often rely on vague statements, emotional stories, and half-truths to confuse you and pull you into their game. When you ask them to explain what they mean, who exactly said what, or when something happened, you shift the power of the conversation back to yourself. You move the conversation from feelings to facts. And this is where manipulators often get uncomfortable because facts don't bend as easily as emotions. Imagine someone says to you, "Everyone thinks you're being unfair." Many people's first reaction might be to feel hurt, guilty, or anxious. But instead, calmly ask, who exactly said that? You might notice them pause, stutter, or change the topic. Why? Because often there is no everyone. It's just them. Their words are meant to make you feel pressure and shame, so you will agree with them or do what they want. But your question asks for proof, and proof is something they rarely have. Another example. Someone tells you, "If you don't help me right now, everything will fall apart." Instead of panicking, ask, "What exactly will fall apart? Why do you think only I can help?" These questions do two things. First, they force the manipulator to explain their dramatic claim, and often their story won't sound as scary once it's broken into details. Second, your calm questioning shows them that you are not reacting emotionally. You're thinking critically. When you ask simple, direct questions, keep your tone friendly and curious, not aggressive. You're not trying to attack them or prove them wrong loudly. You're just calmly looking for the truth. This calm, questioning approach keeps you in control and shows the manipulator that you won't accept big claims without real answers. It's important to use short, clear questions instead of long explanations. For example, ask, "When did this happen?" or "What do you mean by that?" Short questions don't give manipulators a chance to twist your words or distract you. Instead, they must respond directly. If they refuse to answer or try to change the subject, that itself is a sign that something isn't right. By asking questions, you also help yourself. Instead of reacting with fear or anger, you slow down and look at the situation logically. You move the conversation away from their control and bring it back to your own calm thinking. Over time, this habit becomes a natural shield. It protects you from falling into emotional traps and keeps your mind clear. Most manipulators don't like being questioned because their power comes from confusion and doubt. When you calmly and directly ask for details, they often find it harder to keep playing their game. And sometimes, your questions will reveal the truth so clearly that even they can't deny it. So, remember this. When you hear something that sounds strange, unfair, or makes you feel suddenly guilty, pause and ask a simple, direct question. It's a small action, but it has a big effect. It shows you value truth over fear, and it keeps your power where it belongs, with you. In the end, honest questions create honest answers, or silence that speaks louder than words. 4. Trust your feelings. One of the most powerful tools you have to protect yourself from manipulators isn't something you need to learn from a book or a teacher. It's something you already have inside you. Your feelings. Your emotions are like a quiet alarm system that warns you when something is wrong, even if you can't quite explain it yet. Sometimes you may not see the manipulation right away. You might not hear clear lies or notice obvious tricks, but after spending time with someone, you walk away feeling strangely tired, sad, guilty, or confused. This isn't a random feeling. It is your inner wisdom telling you to look closer. Think about a time when you were around someone who always seemed nice on the surface. Maybe they smiled, complimented you, or pretended to care. But afterward you felt small, unsure of yourself, or strangely anxious. That feeling wasn't your imagination. Often manipulators create this effect without saying anything openly cruel. They might ask questions that sound innocent but are meant to make you doubt yourself. Or they might share stories that quietly make you feel responsible for their problems. The result isn't always anger. It can be exhaustion, guilt, or even shame that you don't understand. Trusting your feelings means you listen to these signs instead of ignoring them. Many people, especially kind and polite people, often push these feelings away. They tell themselves, maybe I'm just too sensitive, or they didn't mean it that way, because they don't want to upset anyone or seem rude. But protecting yourself is more important than keeping everyone happy. Your feelings are trying to help you see what your eyes haven't noticed yet. Over time, as you start to pay attention, you'll notice patterns. You might realize that every time you talk to a certain person, you leave feeling drained and insecure, or that you always feel nervous before meeting them. This isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's your mind and heart telling you, something about this relationship is unhealthy. When you listen, you can choose to step back, set stronger boundaries, or even walk away. Trusting your feelings doesn't mean you become suspicious of everyone. It means you respect your own emotional signals just like you would respect a physical pain. If you touch something hot, you move your hand away to avoid a burn. If you feel constant guilt, fear, or sadness around someone, you can choose to protect yourself in the same way. At first, this can feel strange or selfish, especially if you've been taught to always be kind and give people the benefit of the doubt. But real kindness starts with kindness to yourself. When you trust your feelings, you don't need to wait for clear proof that someone is manipulating you. You can act early, saving your energy and peace before the damage gets worse. With practice, your inner alarm becomes sharper. You begin to recognize manipulators sooner, sometimes even before they speak. This quiet awareness isn't loud or dramatic, but it is powerful. It keeps you safe, strong, and true to yourself. In the end, remember this. Your feelings aren't your enemy. They are your secret guide, your quiet protector. Don't silence them to please someone else. Listen, trust, and honor them, and they will help you see manipulators coming long before they get close enough to hurt you. 5. Learn to say no without guilt. One of the most powerful ways to protect yourself from manipulators is to learn to say a small but very strong word: no. For many kind and polite people, this can feel almost impossible at first. We grow up hearing that good people always help, always agree, and never cause conflict. Manipulators know this. They see your kindness and your fear of upsetting others, and they use it against you. They ask for things they know you don't want to give: your time, your money, your support, or even your silence. And when you hesitate, they add pressure, guilt, or sweet words until you finally say yes, even when it feels wrong in your heart. But what if instead you practiced saying no calmly and clearly? Imagine someone says, "Can you cancel your plans and help me right now? I really need you." Your heart might start to race. Your mind might fill with excuses. They'll be angry, or they might think I'm selfish. But then, instead of explaining or apologizing too much, you simply take a breath and say, "I'm sorry. I can't do that." No need to argue, justify, or promise something later. Just a simple, respectful no. At first, you might feel guilty. That's normal. You've been trained to believe that keeping others happy matters more than keeping yourself safe and healthy. But remember this: saying no does not make you a bad person. It makes you someone who respects your own time, energy, and feelings. It shows you value your life enough not to let others control it. And real friends, people who truly care about you, will respect your no. It is usually only manipulators who get angry when you protect yourself. Learning to say no without guilt takes practice, like building a muscle. Start small. Say no to small requests that feel unfair or uncomfortable. Notice how it feels in your body. Maybe your chest feels tight, or your stomach feels heavy. Breathe through it and remind yourself, protecting myself is not wrong. Over time, your confidence will grow. You will see that most people respect honest boundaries, and the ones who don't are usually the ones who should not be so close to you. You also don't have to say no with anger or rudeness. Your no can be gentle and polite, but still firm. For example, "Thank you for thinking of me, but I can't," or "I appreciate it, but I'll have to say no." The words matter less than your calm energy. When you stay calm, it shows you mean what you say, and you're not afraid of someone being disappointed. The truth is, your time and energy are limited. Every yes to something you don't want to do is a no to something you truly value: your rest, your family, your dreams. Saying no without guilt keeps your life balanced and protects you from being used. It keeps your kindness real because it is freely given, not forced out of fear. In the end, remember, manipulators survive on your guilt and your fear of conflict. When you learn to say no calmly and without guilt, their power over you breaks. You discover a quiet freedom, and you teach others how to treat you with respect. And that is one of the strongest steps you can take toward living a life that truly belongs to you. 6. Keep your plans private. One of the simplest yet most powerful ways to protect yourself from manipulators is to keep your plans, dreams, and even your doubts private. It might sound small, but it can make a huge difference in your life. Manipulators don't just rely on forceful words or open lies. Often, they use what you willingly share against you. They listen carefully, not because they care, but because they're searching for something to twist, question, or use to control your next move. When you tell them your plans, they see an opportunity. When you share your fears, they see a weak spot. And when you talk too openly about your dreams, they might discourage you or try to make those dreams feel impossible, so that you stay right where they want you. Think about it. Have you ever shared an idea or goal with someone, and instead of support, you received sarcastic comments, doubt, or sudden criticism? You might have walked away feeling small or foolish, even though your idea was important to you. This is exactly how manipulators work. They know that if they can make you doubt yourself early, you may never even start. Or, if you do start, you'll feel like you need their approval every step of the way. This is why keeping your plans private is not about being secretive out of fear. It's about protecting your focus and peace. Keeping your plans private doesn't mean you must stop talking to everyone or hide every thought. It means you choose carefully whom you trust. Share your true thoughts and hopes only with people who have shown, through their actions, that they genuinely care for you and respect you. This might be a few close friends, family members, or mentors. These people will celebrate your successes without jealousy and offer honest feedback without trying to break your confidence. When you keep your plans to yourself, manipulators have nothing to hold on to. Imagine someone asks, "What are you planning to do next?" Instead of telling them every detail, you could smile and say, "I'm still thinking about it," or "I'm working on a few things." Short, friendly answers protect your privacy without being rude. Over time, you'll notice that this creates a calm space around your life, a space where your ideas can grow quietly without being pulled apart by someone else's doubts or hidden agenda. Another benefit of keeping your plans private is that it keeps your mind clear. You're no longer weighed down by others' opinions or worried about what someone might say. You can think more deeply, change your plans if needed, and stay true to what really matters to you. Your dreams belong to you, not to the crowd, not to a critic, and certainly not to a manipulator. Finally, remember this: what people don't know, they can't use. By holding your goals close to your heart, you keep your power where it belongs, with you. This quiet strength isn't about hiding out of fear. It's about choosing wisely whom you invite into your most personal thoughts. In doing so, you protect your dreams from those who would only see them as a chance to control you. And you give yourself the best chance to make them come true. 7. Don't try to change them. One of the biggest traps kind, empathetic people fall into is believing they can change a manipulator's heart simply by being extra kind, patient, or understanding. It often starts from a good place. You see someone hurting others and you think, maybe if I show them love, they'll stop. Or, maybe if I explain gently, they'll realize what they're doing is wrong. But here's the painful truth. Manipulators usually don't want to change. They get what they want by being exactly who they are. Their manipulation works for them. It gives them attention, control, and power. And if something benefits someone, they rarely feel any true motivation to stop. At first, you may tell yourself that your kindness is strong enough to make them see the light. You try harder each time, being patient when they're cruel, offering help when they lie, or forgiving them quickly when they hurt you. You hope that your goodness will inspire them to be better, but manipulators don't see kindness the same way you do. They see it as weakness, a tool they can use. Each extra chance you give isn't an opportunity for them to change, but an invitation to keep taking advantage of you. Imagine standing by a river, trying to hold back the water with your bare hands. The more you try, the more you exhaust yourself, while the river flows on, unchanged. In the same way, trying to change someone who benefits from manipulating you only drains your energy and hope, leaving you feeling tired, sad, and sometimes blaming yourself for failing. But the truth is, it isn't your job to fix them. Accepting this can feel cold or uncaring at first, especially if you have a warm heart that naturally wants to help others. But accepting that some people choose to be manipulative isn't the same as wishing them harm. It simply means you respect reality enough to stop fighting it. You realize you have no power over someone else's choice to change, and that your real responsibility is to protect your own peace, time, and heart. This shift in mindset frees you. You stop trying to rescue someone who doesn't want to be rescued. Instead, you step back and see them as they truly are, not as who you hope they could become. You can still be polite, even kind if needed, but you stop giving them the power to hurt you. You draw clear boundaries, spend less time with them, or even cut them out of your life completely if that's what it takes to stay emotionally healthy. In the end, real strength isn't found in endlessly sacrificing yourself to save someone who doesn't want to change. Real strength is knowing when to walk away, when to say, "This isn't my burden to carry." Some people must choose change for themselves, and many never will. But you can choose to live free from manipulation, to invest your kindness and time in people who truly value and respect it. Remember, your life isn't meant to be a rescue mission for someone who keeps sinking by choice. Your energy is precious. Use it to build a life full of peace, honesty, and people who bring out the best in you, not those who drain you while staying exactly the same. 8. Use time as your shield. One of the oldest tricks manipulators use is creating a sense of urgency. They love to push you into making quick decisions, hoping you'll act before you have time to think clearly. They might say things like, "If you don't agree right now, you'll miss your only chance," or "I need your answer immediately, otherwise it's too late." These words are carefully chosen to make you panic. They want you to believe that something terrible will happen if you pause to consider. But here's the truth. Real, respectful opportunities and requests almost never come with extreme pressure. When someone demands an answer right now, it's often because they know that, with time, you might see through their game. That's why one of the smartest ways to outsmart a manipulator is to use time as your shield. Time protects your mind from being hijacked by fear, guilt, or confusion. When someone pushes you to decide instantly, take a calm breath and reply, "Let me think about it and get back to you." It may sound simple, but it's powerful. Those few extra minutes, hours, or days give you space to see their real intention, weigh your own feelings, and ask yourself important questions. Do I truly want this? Does it feel right? What would I decide if I didn't feel rushed? Imagine someone you barely know asks to borrow a large sum of money, adding, "You have to decide now or it'll be too late." Instead of agreeing out of fear of disappointing them or of looking selfish, you step back. You say, "I need time to think about it." Later, when the pressure fades, you realize lending the money wouldn't feel right, and you might never get it back. By pausing, you protect yourself from regret. Using time as a shield isn't about being slow to decide everything in life. It's about giving yourself the space to see clearly when someone is pushing you too hard. Manipulators hate this because their power often comes from confusion and speed. When you slow things down, you break their rhythm. They can't keep you trapped in the fog of emotion they create, and the truth starts to show. Sometimes, just by waiting, the manipulator's own story falls apart. Their urgent need might disappear, or they might move on, to pressure someone else who reacts more quickly. Your patience becomes your quiet defense. And the best part? You don't need to fight, argue, or explain yourself too much. You simply give yourself the gift of time. It also helps to remind yourself, truly good opportunities, real friends, and honest people don't disappear just because you take time to think. They respect your need to reflect and won't punish you for it. False urgency is a warning sign, not a sign of something valuable in. So next time someone pushes you, remember, your timeline belongs to you. You have every right to think, to question, and to wait. In that space of time, confusion fades, truth appears, and your decisions become yours alone, not the result of someone else's rush. Time is your shield, your ally, and your quiet power against manipulation. Use it and protect your future from choices you might later regret. 9. Build a strong sense of self-worth. One of the biggest reasons manipulators succeed is because they target people who doubt themselves. When you don't truly believe in your own value, it becomes easier for others to tell you what to think, how to feel, or what to do. You might find yourself constantly seeking approval, afraid to say no, or doubting your own decisions. This is exactly what manipulators want. They want you unsure and dependent on their approval so they can guide your actions and control your emotions. That's why one of the smartest and most powerful ways to outsmart manipulators is to build a strong sense of self-worth. Self-worth means truly knowing and believing that you have value just as you are, no matter what anyone else says. It's not about being perfect or always successful. It's about accepting yourself, including your mistakes and weaknesses, and recognizing your strengths. When you feel this inner confidence, manipulative words and tactics lose their power because you no longer depend on others to tell you who you are. You already know. Building self-worth is a daily practice. It starts by reminding yourself of your strengths and what you have already achieved, no matter how small. Maybe you finished a difficult project at work, helped a friend in need, or simply got through a tough day. These small wins add up. Write them down in a journal or say them out loud to yourself. This habit helps your mind focus on your positive qualities instead of your doubts. Another important part of building self-worth is the way you talk to yourself. Many people are their own harshest critics. You might catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," or "I always mess things up." These thoughts are like invisible chains that hold you back and make you vulnerable to manipulators. Try to replace negative self-talk with kindness. When you notice a negative thought, pause and say something positive instead, like, "I am doing my best," or "I deserve respect." Over time, these kind words become your inner voice. Spending time with people who respect and support you also strengthens your sense of worth. True friends and family members remind you of your value and encourage you to be yourself. They listen without judgment and celebrate your successes. On the other hand, manipulators often make you feel small or question your choices. When you surround yourself with honest and caring people, you create a safe space where your confidence can grow. When you build your self-worth, you don't need manipulative approval anymore. Their words bounce off your strong inner shield because you don't rely on their acceptance. This makes it much harder for manipulators to control or hurt you. You stand firm in who you are, and you make choices based on your own values and feelings. Remember, building self-worth is not a quick fix. It takes time, patience, and daily effort. But each small step you take is a step away from manipulation and closer to freedom. When you truly believe in yourself, manipulators lose their power, and you gain the most important strength of all: the power to live your life on your own terms. 10. Use the broken record technique. One of the most frustrating things about manipulators is that they often don't stop when you say no. Instead, they keep asking again and again, hoping you will get tired, confused, or feel guilty enough to change your answer. It can feel like you are stuck in a loop, repeating yourself over and over without any end in sight. But there is a clever, simple way to handle this called the broken record technique. It helps you stay calm, save your energy, and keep control of the situation. The broken record technique means choosing one clear, calm sentence and repeating it every time the manipulator asks or pressures you. Imagine you say, "I'm sorry. I can't help with that." If they ask again, you say the exact same sentence again, without raising your voice, without adding explanations or apologies. You just repeat your clear, calm answer like a broken record, playing the same line again and again. This technique works because manipulators rely on confusion and weariness. They hope if they ask enough times or change their tone, you will slip and say yes. But when you stay steady and repeat yourself calmly, they see you are not going to change your answer no matter how many times they ask. It's important that your voice stays calm and steady. If you sound angry or frustrated, it can lead to an argument or give the manipulator more fuel to try to push you. But if you keep your tone polite and even, it shows confidence and control. This way, you don't waste energy fighting or explaining yourself. You simply hold your boundary firmly. Let's say a colleague at work keeps asking you to take on extra tasks. You might say, "I'm sorry. I can't take on more work right now." If they ask again the next day, you say the same thing again, calmly, and without extra explanation. If they continue, you keep repeating your sentence. Over time, they will realize their pressure isn't working. Usually, manipulators give up because they want easy targets, not people who stand firm. Using the broken record technique also helps protect your mental health. When you get trapped in long arguments or explanations, it drains your energy and confuses you. This technique keeps the conversation short and clear, saving your strength for more important things. You don't have to prove yourself or defend your decision endlessly. Your calm repetition shows you respect yourself and your limits. Remember, you don't owe anyone a long explanation for your no. A simple sentence repeated with calm confidence is enough. It tells the other person that you are serious and you won't be pushed around. This is one of the strongest ways to protect your boundaries without anger or conflict. In the end, the broken record technique is a quiet power move. It lets you take control of the situation with grace and patience. Manipulators usually don't expect someone to stand their ground so calmly. When you use this method, you show them that your answer is firm, your boundaries are strong, and you will not be manipulated. This technique saves your energy, reduces stress, and helps you keep peace in your life. One calm, clear sentence at a time. 11. Surround yourself with honest people. One of the strongest ways to protect yourself from manipulators is by surrounding yourself with honest, caring people who truly have your best interests at heart. Manipulators are experts at hiding their true intentions, so sometimes it's hard for us to see what's really going on. This is why having a trustworthy group of friends or family around you can make all the difference. These people can often see things that you might miss because they have a different perspective. They notice patterns or warning signs that are easy to overlook when you are emotionally involved. Imagine you've been talking to someone who seems friendly but sometimes makes you feel uncomfortable or doubtful. You might brush off these feelings or tell yourself that you're just imagining things. But then a close friend says gently, "I don't think this person is treating you fairly," or "I feel like they might be trying to use you." Hearing this from someone who cares about you can be a wake-up call. It helps you trust your own feelings and gives you the courage to set boundaries or distance yourself. Honest people in your life do more than just warn you about manipulators. They also remind you of your worth and value. When manipulators try to make you feel small, unimportant, or guilty, your close friends and family will lift you up. They celebrate your strengths and achievements, and they support your decisions, even when you say no to others. This kind of support is like a strong shield around you. It helps you feel confident and secure. Choosing your circle carefully is very important. Not everyone who calls themselves a friend will have your best interests in mind. Some people may be neutral and others might even encourage manipulation because they benefit from it. Try to spend more time with those who listen, respect your feelings, and encourage you to be your true self. These honest people help you stay strong and focused, especially when you face challenges or difficult relationships. When you surround yourself with good people, manipulators find it much harder to get close to you. Their usual tactics don't work well when you have a support system that sees through their tricks. You become less isolated, less confused, and less likely to fall into their traps. Instead of feeling alone and vulnerable, you feel connected and protected. Remember, building a strong circle takes time and effort. It means being willing to let go of relationships that don't feel safe and making space for new, healthier connections. It means being honest with yourself about who truly respects you and who doesn't. But the rewards are worth it. With honest people around you, you can face life's challenges with greater confidence, and manipulators will find it much harder to take advantage of you. In the end, no one can protect you better than yourself. But having a circle of honest, caring people is one of the smartest and most powerful ways to stay safe. These people are your allies, your mirrors, and your cheerleaders. They remind you every day that you deserve respect and kindness, and they help you build a life where manipulators have no place. 12. Walk away without fear. The final, and perhaps the most powerful way to outsmart manipulators is to learn the courage to walk away without fear. This step is often the hardest for many people because walking away feels like giving up or causing conflict. But the truth is very different. Walking away is a sign of strength, not weakness. It means you have decided that your peace, dignity, and self-respect are more important than staying in a harmful situation. Sometimes manipulators will never change. No matter how patient, kind, or understanding you are, they may continue to lie, hurt, or control you. In these cases, the wisest and strongest choice is to step away and protect yourself. Manipulators often make you feel trapped, as if you have no choice but to stay. They might say things like, "You can't leave me," or "No one else will care about you like I do." These words are designed to scare you into staying and to make you doubt your own worth. But remember, these are tactics to control you, not truths about your life. You always have the power to leave a toxic relationship or situation. Your well-being matters more than anyone else's need to control you. Walking away does not mean you have to cut off every relationship forever or act angrily. Sometimes, it simply means putting space between yourself and the manipulator. It means saying, "I won't be part of this anymore," and then holding to that decision. By doing this, you send a clear message that you will not accept disrespect or harm. It is a way of protecting your heart, mind, and energy from further damage. This decision can bring a mix of feelings. You might feel sadness, guilt, or fear of being alone. These feelings are natural, but they don't mean you are wrong. It helps to remind yourself that you deserve kindness and respect, and that no one has the right to treat you badly. You are choosing to care for yourself, and that is a brave and powerful act. Sometimes, the best way to win against manipulators is simply not to play their game at all. When you walk away, you remove yourself from their control and stop giving them the power to hurt you. It's like choosing to leave a noisy room instead of shouting louder to be heard. You protect your peace without getting caught in their drama. After walking away, you may find more clarity and freedom than you expected. You will have the chance to heal, grow, and build healthier relationships with people who truly value you. You'll also learn that walking away is not the end. It can be a new beginning where you live life on your own terms. In the end, always remember, you don't need anyone who tries to control or hurt you. Your peace and happiness are worth more than any relationship built on manipulation. Walking away without fear is the greatest act of self-respect and freedom you can give yourself. It shows the world and yourself that you choose strength, dignity, and a better life. Final thoughts. Stay true to yourself. Outsmarting manipulators is not about becoming cold, distant, or unkind. It is about protecting your heart, your mind, and your energy so you can live freely, peacefully, and happily. Manipulators try to take advantage of your kindness and confusion, but by learning their tricks and using smart strategies, you take back control. Remember to know their tricks well. Recognize the guilt-tripping, fake compliments, and false urgency. Stay calm and neutral when they try to provoke you. Ask simple, direct questions that bring the conversation back to facts. Trust your feelings when something doesn't feel right. And don't ignore those quiet warnings inside you. Learn to say no clearly and without guilt. And keep your plans private so manipulators have less power over you. Accept that some people will never change, and don't waste your energy trying to fix them. Use time as your shield, giving yourself the space to see their true intentions. Build a strong sense of self-worth by celebrating your strengths and surrounding yourself with honest people who respect and support you. When manipulators pressure you, use the broken record technique. Repeat your calm, firm answers again and again until they give up. And most importantly, when a relationship or situation becomes too harmful, walk away without fear. Walking away shows strength and self-respect. It is your right to protect your peace. Here on English Achieve, we believe that being smart isn't about fighting everyone who challenges you. It's about knowing who truly deserves your kindness and energy, and who does not. Your peace of mind matters far more than anyone's approval. When you protect it, you feel stronger, happier, and more free than ever before. Thank you for staying with us until the end. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it so more people can learn how to outsmart manipulators. Stay strong, stay smart, and most importantly, stay true to yourself